Welcome to Up to the Minute. I'm Todd Duplantis. Good to have you with us. Hey, it's a Thursday. It's beautiful outside. We got a great weekend coming up, and we are happy to have you with us. Can you believe it? We've made it back from spring break. We've almost made it through a full week. We've got one more day to go, and then the weekend. Thanks to those of you watching us on Facebook and YouTube. We're here every weekday morning at 10 a.m. when HCC is in session. And you can also catch our rebroadcast on HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. My co-host today, Alberta, is joining me from the HCCTV studios. Good to see you.
Good morning, everybody.
How are you doing this morning?
I am doing really well. Need coffee, but I'm still keeping strong.
Yeah, we're working on getting the coffee back in the building. It hasn't happened yet, but that's something we're working on. So we'll see what we can do next week when you're in there live.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So, Alberta, we mentioned people can watch us, the rebroadcast on HCCTV, but you can also find us in social media where we encourage people to like us, share us, follow us, all those things.
Yes. So we are live on the Houston Community College District Facebook page and on YouTube. So just make sure you actually type out Houston Community College to avoid any confusion. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. We are on HCCTV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Exactly. Okay. So Alberta, are you a big fan of art festivals and outdoor festivals?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
I love art.
Yeah, well, you're going to be interviewing this next guest. She's a frequent guest on the show. It's hard to believe we've had you on here several times. Kelly Batterson, the executive director of the Bayou City Arts Festival, also our Thursday virtual family fun day guest. Good to see you, Kelly.
Great to be here.
Yeah, so you guys are getting set up at right now as we speak, from what I understand. So it looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. Not too hot yet. It's just that perfect weather, nice breeze in the park. And we're so happy to be back in the park because we haven't been back since 2019 at Memorial Park. So it's a special weekend for us.
Yeah, I know you guys had to do things differently over the past couple of years because of COVID. All right, we're looking forward to hearing all about it. So stick around. We'll be with you in about 10 minutes.
Great.
Okay, we're going to kick things off. We've been talking on the show about the HEERF funding, and that's the Higher Education Emergency Relief Fund that has been offered by the government for students because of COVID. Well, the funding is about to go away for students, and to break things down and give you all the updates, we've got Bianca Matlock, the director of our HCC Financial Aid Operations. Bianca, good to see you.
Good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Okay, we've been talking about it. There's a lot of confusion right now. HEERF funding, is it here for one more round? Is it going to continue? Can you get it still? What is the deal with it?
So HEERF funding is going away. We're currently administering our last round of HEERF funding. Applications have just recently opened for students. Only students that have not received a disbursement prior to the spring semester are eligible to apply. And that's just to ensure that everybody has an opportunity to access the funding.
So if you haven't been able to get the funding, you're eligible, and you have to be enrolled at HCC. We've mentioned that all along. You have to be a student first. You can't say, well, I'll go, but I need that funding first. You have to enroll first, then you have to request the funding too, right?
Yeah, students have to request the fundings through their PeopleSoft Student Service Center, and you have to be enrolled at HCC prior to March 21st.
Okay, so time is running out as we speak, but make sure you apply for this if you are eligible. Now, this is a funding from a grant, so students can use this funding for a number of reasons, and they don't have to pay it back, right?
That's correct. They don't have to pay it back. It does not count against their financial need. So it's a disbursement for them to use because of the effects of COVID that have happened with our economy and have affected students personally.
Okay, so that grant is going away. Let's talk about students making a transition from this grant. What are some other things they can do to try to get their finances in order so when you get finished with HCC, you don't have a bunch of loans you have to pay off?
Right. So we've been encouraging students to meet with a financial coach. We've been doing a marketing campaign through text messages and emails to connect students to the financial coaches, where they'll talk about budgeting, they'll talk about savings, they'll point them to community resources that can help support them as they transition off the grant. So we're really encouraging students to interact with the financial coach.
And I know one thing that works really well for us at HCCTV, and it also serves our students very well, is the work study program, because we have a number of work study students that are currently working for us. Is that available as well still?
Yes, actually, we have an abundance of funding in our work study programs. Our traditional work study program allows students to work up to 19 and a half hours per week. Then we also have our Path to Profession program, which is our outside partners, our for-profit partners. Students can work up to 40 hours a week and they can earn up to $15 an hour.
Now, do you have to be taking a certain amount of hours? Maybe you repeated this, but I want to make sure. How many hours do you have to take to get into the work study? And is there a average grant that you would get through that work study?
Sure, yeah. So you have to be in a minimum of 6 semester credit hours.
Okay.
You do have to be eligible for financial aid. So we say Title IV, but you have to be eligible for financial aid in order to participate. And the average grant award, depending on when you start, could be anywhere from $2,000 up. So we do try to ensure that students have enough eligibility to work.
You know, one thing I found unique when I started working at HCC is the financial coaches, because it seemed like when I was back at the Southwest College many years ago, we started talking about that. That's a big benefit for students because you've really got your own financial advisor that could help you out to get through things while you're going through college right now. And it doesn't cost you anything for their resources.
That's correct. Yeah, I mean, the financial coaches provide services such as, like I said, budgeting and savings, but they also assist with credit repair. So they don't repair your credit personally, but they can guide you through how to do that free of charge. And that's really important for students as they transition on out of the institution to, greater things in life.
Where can they go to get the assistance of this financial coach? Is that can they find them on the website? Do they need to call someone? How do they do that?
They can actually reach out to us on the website. We have a financial coach page that branches out from our financial aid page, where they can set up a one-on-one appointment. They don't have to speak to anyone to set up that appointment. They can do it virtually, and it sends them a text message reminder the day of their appointment as well.
You mentioned virtually, and that's an important thing. Our students now, many of them, in fact, I believe the last numbers I heard, 60% of them are taking their classes completely online right now. Can they meet with these coaches, meet with your department virtually as well without having to come to a campus? Can they do that? And because I know you're back on campuses, but can they also do everything virtually? Yeah,
so the financial coaches actually set up meetings through Teams. So students can do a one-on-one private session that way. If they need financial aid assistance, of course, we have our Zoom lobbies that are available. And so students don't have to come to campus in order to connect with a professional. They can just log in through their phones and get their problems answered as quickly as possible.
Another important thing, and I know Sharday Campbell's on our show. Now she's a regular on the show, but we talked to her about the fact that FAFSA, you have a number of deadlines for those applications, and it's important to fill out the application in time. If you're thinking of going to classes for summer for HCC, is now the time to fill out your FAFSA? Do you need to wait? Is there a certain time that you can't go past in order to get the funding you need for the summer and then for the fall as well?
Yeah, so we definitely encourage students, if you're interested in coming for summer, you need to apply today. I also highly recommend that you apply for the 22-23 FAFSA as well, as we're processing both award years at this time. We always process according to first come, first serve. And so we want to make sure that students have their funding on their account prior to classes beginning. Registration is going to begin soon for summer classes, so you'll definitely want to get your FAFSA completed as quickly as possible.
And we're already talking 2023 already. It's hard to believe. Yeah. We're just in 2022 and we're already talking that, but you got to plan ahead. Bianca Matlock, Director of HCC's Financial Aid Operations, thank you for joining us this morning, answering those important questions. And if you have any questions about HEERF, financial aid, the process, FAFSA. We'll put some links in to their department in our social media posts. Thanks for being here, Bianca.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thanks a lot. Okay, Alberta, I'm going to turn things over to you because you've got a very special guest. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Great to get outside for the Bayou City Arts Festival.
Yes, thank you so much, Todd. I do have an exciting guest today, and we have Kelly Batterson, and she is the executive producer of Bayou City Art Festival, and she is also our Thursday virtual Family Fun Day guest. Thank you for joining us, Kelly. How are you doing today?
Thank you for having us on the show. We're so excited. It's just feels like hours away. We'll be setting up, getting ready, and enjoying a great festival this weekend.
Yes, I know. It's so exciting. I was actually doing my reading on that the other day. So let's begin with the details on this year's festival. It's this weekend, correct?
It is this weekend. It starts tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is our 3-day festival. When we go downtown, we have a 2-day festival. So we like to expand it. It's a 3-day festival, and it gives everyone a little more time to enjoy everything. And it is our 50th anniversary. So that's a big deal for us. So we're celebrating 50 years, which is unbelievable of being
50 years.
An art supporter in Houston. And for those who have been around for a long time, this is an event that started on Westheimer as a Westheimer Street Festival. And totally grew over the years.
Yeah, I know that you used to be formerly known as the Westheimer Art Festival before you were Bayou City. Right. So you do this location and Memorial, and I believe during the fall you do downtown, correct?
Yeah, we do downtown. Okay. And so in the fall, that was our first time back after a while. So that was our first festival back in October, and was very well received. We had outstanding crowds. I think people were just so excited to kind of get back to doing those kind of events that they're used to doing, their annual events that they love to come to. So yeah, we had a great event.
Yeah, Houston is huge on art. And you said that you're celebrating your 50-year anniversary. So what do you expect for that? Like, how exciting are you and your team about that?
Yeah, it's just been great. I think it's important, and you don't see that many celebrations, that go on that long. And we're just happy to have stayed around so long, and been a part of the thread in the community of Houston, and that we get so well received. And it just is a kind of a signature event for the city of Houston, a signature art festival. So we're very proud of that. And we've got a unique setup. Some people don't know that for each festival we have a featured artist. They're selected, and we kind of feature them, and we show their artwork through some of our marketing and do special things for them. So our featured artist is Daryl Thetford for this event, and his art is amazing. It's just amazing.
Awesome. I cannot wait to check that out. So why do you say that you are the nation's premier outdoor art festival? What makes that,
I think because we're a juried art festival, so you're not going to see all of the same artists each time. It's not like you're even going to the same event each time. So there is a jury process. There's an application process for artists. We have a jury that randomly does a blind jury to select the different artists that are going to be involved. So you may be selected 2-3 years in a row, and then all of a sudden you don't get selected because we've got a lot of new artists that are kind of up and coming. So it's an interesting way to sort of make it an even playing field and give everyone a chance to, be in the festival.
Yeah, I definitely see how you're giving back in every way with the community, allowing opportunities for the artists, and also giving the Houston community something larger to give back to. So tell us a little bit more about the artists that you have for the festival. What's their name and how did you find them?
So Daryl Thetford is our featured artist. So he's the one that we're featuring. But on top of that, we also have, almost 300 other artists that come from all over the country that, again, we're juried in. And they cover like 19 different disciplines. So any possible art you're looking for, you can find out there, just from whether it's just painting or pottery, clay, photography. Just everything you'd imagine is out there. And they're fantastic artists. It's just amazing the creativity that people have and where they come up with stuff. So yeah, we are excited to see Daryl, but we're also excited to see all the other amazing artists out there, and they're starting to set up. So I'm starting to get glimpses of all their, different things that they're setting up. So it's really exciting.
Wow, that is really exciting. So it's like so many artists, and you have the jurors choosing from so many applicants I saw as well. you have like thousands of applicants, right?
Yes, it's tough. So we end up with a really long wait list, and we just kind of wait and see, like, who wants. We invite them, and if they accept, they accept, and if not, if they're going somewhere else, they may be doing another festival somewhere else or unable to attend, and we get to start kind of pulling people off that wait list, which they're always so excited. It's just a special. Memorial Park is just such a special area, and it's just got a cool vibe to this festival. So people love to come out, and we have stages, we have entertainment. We've got a wine garden. We've got a craft beer garden. It's just a relaxing environment to just come out and stroll around, buy some art. There's other kids' activities. So there's a lot to do.
And you said that you do donate like some of the proceeds to charity. Correct?
Right. A portion of the proceeds we've always given back to local nonprofits. So that's like an application process for each festival. We open it up and they can just apply, and they help us curate our active imagination zone, which is the kids area. So they come out and they do activities for kids and then also promote themselves. And yes, we share a portion of the proceeds with our nonprofit partners. And a lot of those partners have become like art organizations. So that's been kind of nice to sort of tie back into our other art organizations that have a mission on their own too.
Oh, absolutely. And something that interests me, you mentioned an active imagination zone for the children. So very certain that after the pandemic, kids were just staying at home and playing their video games, not going outside. So what exactly is the active imagination zone, and how fascinating would that be for children?
There's just different activities that we're going to be doing that they can do their art activities. The Museum of Fine Arts Houston is doing something with impressionist landscapes. They're doing little puppy art with one of the other organizations. They're creating things that they can take home and just kind of start becoming little artists themselves.
Yeah.
So a good variety of things. We've got a bubble lady that's out there, and she does these huge bubbles. So you see all this sort of interaction with that, and some other character artists that are out there. So there's a lot of cool things to do for the kids while the parents are shopping.
I really, really love to hear that. Like, you are influencing children to be one of the artists that may apply eventually when they get older. Just promoting the career and while they're young. I love that. So tell us a little bit more about the stages and the food trucks that you would have.
So we've got the Channel 2 Hitch stage that's going to be out there. That's our Channel 2 partner. And then we have Silver Eagle. Stella Artois has our main stage. And you'll also find roaming artists, roaming performers. We kind of keep the flow and energy of the music kind of throughout the festival, kind of keep that vibe going. We've got a food truck park. So there's tons of great food out there. La Crema Wine is doing a little wine tasting, so you can go and kind of sample a few of their wines that they have out there. So it's it's a cool environment. I feel like it's something for everybody.
Definitely. Like, I would love to bring my family there as well. For people that aren't even into art, this is definitely something that could say, hey, maybe I would love to just buy a painting and eventually go to more art shows in Houston. And that's what I love about the Houston community.
I totally agree. They're so engaging and warm. And the cool thing is that the actual artists are there. So when you see something, you can talk to them about what inspired you, or, where you're coming from, or, that kind of stuff. So you get to really interact with the actual artist that creates that art. So you really can learn stuff and get started if you're just someone just interested in art starting out.
Hey, Alberta, I've got a question I want to jump in on. Kelly, I spend a lot of time every summer up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I was interested about the artists that you have. A mixed media artist, do they incorporate any of the scenery, the mountains, or anything like that into their art that you've seen?
Not, in fact, I don't think I've seen the mountains and stuff of that. He's got this really cool series, I guess that's what I would call it, is a series that's kind of fits in with us because it's kind of got a little bit of cowboy vibe to it. So we had liked one of his pieces a lot, and we kind of turned that into sort of our sort of featured poster look. You'll see it on all the t-shirts when you're walking around. And so he's got some really neat thing, and he does some neat stuff with faces. So he goes through different series that are just so unique and inspiring.
Did you guys have to rearrange things, being that Memorial Park is under a lot of construction? They're really doing some incredible things at Memorial Park. Will people coming to the event this year see a lot of new spaces that they didn't see a couple of years ago when you were back at Memorial Park?
Not quite yet. So they've still got those tunnels that they're about to unveil, at least the eastbound ones. So you can really see that happening. It's interesting because obviously since we work on this festival, we work several months out. So we've been watching it develop, and it's been changing like day to day, especially if you're sort of driving by. So that won't be part of ours yet. You won't quite see it, but we're still in sort of the original location, the South Picnic Loop. We're still in that location, but you'll see even when you're out there to enjoy it, you can also enjoy the Eastern Glades. Those newer parts of the park are really cool.
Yeah, it seems like every time I go for a run there, and they open a new trail, something great, like what happened to the park? Great. Wow, what's going on here? Kelly, it's always great to see you on the show. We appreciate you joining us this morning.
Well, I hope everybody comes out. It's going to be a beautiful weekend, and we're going to have such a great time.
Yeah, that's great stuff you got going on. Thanks, Kelly, with the executive director of the Bayou City Arts Festival. We will have some information on the festival, a link in our social media post after the show. Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks.
Alberta, certainly a lot of good things out there. Do you get out to Memorial Park much?
I do. However, I usually just stay downtown.
Yeah.
But I will definitely be going to the fall Bayou City Art Festival.
Yeah, that one happens in the downtown area. All right, so I think we got some announcements to go through. Human Trafficking 101. This is a very important subject, Alberta, that our students and really the general community needs to pay attention to.
Absolutely. This is always helpful information, especially living in Houston. So we have Houston Community College Counseling and Ability Services. It's partnering with Texas Forensic Nurse Examiners to offer Human Trafficking 101 to everyone. It's 1 to 2 p.m. today, which is Thursday, March 24th. And it's an online event. So if you want more information on that, you can just contact mahnaz.ko.
Yeah, Dr. Manaz Polani.
Can't pronounce that name. I'm so sorry. At hccs.edu. We will be putting that information after the post as well, because I completely butchered it.
All right. I'll try not to butcher the next one, because this is a harder one. Dr. Mikhail Smegalski recital is happening. It's Stravinsky is happening 7:30 to 9 p.m. Friday, March 25th, which is tomorrow. HCC professors Dr. Francis Fenton and Andrew Biggs join UT Austin instructor Dr. Mikhail Smegalski at the recital this Friday. So make sure you check them out. It's at the Stafford Fine Arts Center. There's limited seating. We'll have a link to register after the show. And we had this, we talked about this next subject on the show yesterday, but there are free TedXAlief tickets available for our students.
Yeah. So if you all love your TED Talks as much as I do, so go ahead and check out the free TedXAlief tickets for students. So it's going to be at the HCCTV location. So we have 50 HCC students that can win tickets to explore ideas, strategies, and diverse talks with 5 female speakers from this TED Talk, TedXAlief, celebrating Women's History Month at HCC's West Houston Institute. It'll be 11 a.m. on Saturday, March 26th, and we'll have the link for you after the show as well.
Okay, if you ever thought of being an adjunct here at HCC, we're always looking for them. Save the date, Saturday, March 26th, this Saturday as well, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Don't forget that HCC is looking to hire adjunct professors, and this special event is an opportunity to be interviewed on the spot. We'll have some more information on that in our social media post. And we have some career fairs coming up.
Yes, career fairs are coming up, and we have HCC Career and Job Placement Services. So this is going to be on Wednesday, March 30th. You have the cosmetology career, and on Thursday, March 31st, we have All Majors Career Fair. So that'll be at the Northwest Alief Hayes campus. HCC Advanced Manufacturing Hire Fair at the Stafford location. So if you want to register, just go to HCC's Career Hub online.
Okay, save the date. HCC's Foundation Gala is coming up, and this year they're back in person. after doing some things online. Of course, COVID knocked everything out for a couple of years, but May the 14th is the date. HCC's Foundation Gala coming up. Save the date for 2022 Gala celebration. It happens on Saturday, May 14th. For more information, we'll include a link in our social media post. We talked about registration at the top of the show when we had Bianca Matlock on the show. There are some dates you need to remember. April the 11th is when the schedule will be available online, meaning you can go online, you can look at it, see what you need to take, make some notes, and then the date you can register, I believe, is April the 18th, Alberta.
Yes, it is April the 18th, and it is a priority registration for VETS and Eagle Promise programs. And then last but not least, we have April 25th, and that'll be when everybody can register. So get ready and make sure you have all of your courses online because it is time for summer. It is near.
Yeah. And we are still offering 5 ways to take your classes. Of course, a lot of our students like the online anytime or online on a schedule where you can take your class fully online, but you log in at a certain time and you can interact with your professor and your peers. There's also hybrid lab, and we have in-person classes on our campuses. The thing about those is they're very small due to CDC guidelines. So you need to register early to get the campus you want, the professor you want, the time you want. Make sure you register early. Go to hccs.edu/apply. Okay, tomorrow on the show, it's Film Friday.
Ooh, Film Friday. So I got excited, sorry. So for Film Friday, we have Screen Actors Guild, and they will be here just in time for the Oscars. So we will meet a newcomer at Rec Sports who will introduce us to its new spring lineup of student events. And this should be so exciting, so much fun. We are in the area where everyone loves to make films. So if this is you, make sure you show up.
Yep. So all that tomorrow. And I think we've got Frank Cooper returning to the show. Of course, Frank is our sports expert on the show. He'll tell you so first off. So you can check him out tomorrow as well. Alberta, you're back next week, right?
I am.
Okay. We'll
I am back
see you next week. And then we'll see all of you live right here, 10 a.m. up to the minute. See you then.